Welcome back to Indiana Diecast Racing and the continuing action of the Final Fantasy Fracas. We're flying through the groups, and today we've got 69 and 70. Arlo would be super upset if his team weren't part of this group, so leading off for Group 69 is Dan D'Lo, driving Bombs Away, a 60-gram Pro-Track Gravity Race Cars Bloodhound, which is wicked because it's 3D printed. In Golden Owl's 8th out of 8 entries, Grey Wizard takes to the track one more time in round 1, driving Bubblehead, a hot tub weighing 72 grams. From Dogtown Racing, Landon is driving Takamoto's Swan, which might be a Scooby-Doo reference, a baseline weighing 57 grams. And lastly, as if I need to mention he's from Rust Belt Diecast, Arnold is riding Woke Like a Spoke, a 33-gram armadillo on a forward force chassis. D'Lo and Wizard up front, Landon and Arnold in the back. Dan jumps out front and takes advantage of that inside lane, Arnold off pace in the back. The front three maintain separation through the S's, but now close. Coming to the finish, Wizard spins, and it's D'Lo, Grey Wizard, Landon, and yes, here comes Arnold for 4th. Everything oddly nice and smooth on lap 1, Arlo racing on top. Landon assumes the pole on lap 2, points leader D'Lo on the outside. A little more even this time, but I think Dan is going to get to turn 2 first, and he flies out of the exit with the lead. I'm not sure what I expected. Oh, trouble in the back as Grey Wizard spins and collects Arnold. They seem to be rolling though as Dan wins again, and Landon is 2nd. Grey Wizard takes 3rd, and Arnold is 4th again. Grey Wizard fishtails exiting Echo Base, nearly wrecks, then nearly takes Arnold with him, but no damage aside from ruining their chances at catching the leaders. D'Lo and his plastic truck win both of his laps from the front row. Lap 3 puts Arnold the Armadillo on the pole. He's really going to need a strong second half. He benefits from a push from Grey Wizard and takes the lead. He's a little squirrely and slides through Echo Base. The pack closes together. Arnold falls on his side and Wizard takes the lead as Arnold recovers. It's chaos, and I think it's Wizard, Landon, Arnold, and Dan. Arnold struggled to maintain the lead right from turn 2, and a slight bump from Grey Wizard sends him inside the C47 turn, resulting in a roll, but miraculously he rights himself in the final turn and hangs on for a crucial 2 points. It's a close one at the top with Dan and Grey Wizard tied at 9, Landon only a point behind with 8. Sadly, 3rd place was not enough for Arnold, who will not be able to advance. Wizard and Arnold up front, D'Lo and Landon in the back. Dan spins his tires, and boom, Grey Wizard takes off. Dan cuts in front of Arnold, and now Landon makes the pass as well. Grey Wizard is wrecked, and the field smashes into him. No one is able to get around, and D'Lo is trying to continue off track, but he falls to the sub-track safety surface, and folks, we've got a quadruple DNF on lap 4. Grey Wizard actually rode the wall exiting Echo Base and must have wrecked in the next turn. A group of heavier cars might have righted him or tossed him out of the way, but it wasn't happening this time. They reset and will run this lap again. Dan with a much better start, he stays right with GW. Grey Wizard smooth this time as Landon and Arnold grapple in the back. Grey Wizard wins! D'Lo takes 2nd, and that's gonna be it as Landon stalls out in the final turn, and Arnold is off track. Grey Wizard and Dan move on to round 2. On to Group 70, and we've got another Arlo driver, Crystal Ziti, the famous veteran of past IDR tournaments, most recently achieving the quarterfinals of the Death Race and round 4 of the House Cup representing Ravenclaw. This time she's driving Zippy 3, a 99-gram Audacious. For once in a car that's not a bubble gunner, Numbskull is back and driving Happy, a Sir Ominous weighing 96 grams. In one of still several remaining entries for MQH Racing, Astro is piloting Slowboat, a 68-gram Hypertruck. And rounding out Group 70, Lazy A is driving for the Green Squad of Puffs Racing in Nissan Knockoff, a 24/7 weighing 69 grams. Some heavy hitters here for Group 70, and Crystal wins the initial battle with Numbskull. She drifts through turn 2, and Lazy A is living up to his name in the back. Numbskull pressuring Crystal, but can't find a gap. He tries one last time and dives for the line, but Crystal ZD edges him out for the lap 1 victory. We're missing Lazy A, who appears to be having engine trouble at the exit of turn 2. Despite losing the drag race up top, Numbskull was able to bring the pressure all the way down, nearly overtaking Crystal on the final straight. Another early lead for Arlo Racing. Astro takes the pole with Crystal on the outside. Crystal and Numbskull are going to edge out Astro in their single file. Again, Numbskull all over Crystal as they fly through the middle portion of the track. Nothing doing. They'll go 1, 2, 3 again. Lazy A's struggles continue as he's hung up on the wall over by Landon and Arnold. Crystal pads her lead, but her remaining starts will be from the back row. Lap 3 puts underdogs Lazy A and Astro on the front row. Some strong pushing from Crystal and Numbskull in the back, and Astro's got his first lead of the day. Crystal giving chase this time. She gets loose on the final straight, but lap 3 is Astro, Crystal, and Numbskull. Here comes Lazy A, but he fails to navigate the final turn and takes his third consecutive and disappointing DNF. Not much to review here in Group 70, as whoever gets in front is tending to stay there. One lap to go, and Crystal now holds a 3-point lead over Numbskull and Astro. Numbskull and Lazy A up front, Crystal ZD and Astro in the back. That inside lane takes off like a rocket. Numbskull finally leads Crystal. Crystal slides, and she's not gonna catch him. Lazy A will not reach the finish line today, but we thank him for hitting the track all the same. Crystal and Numbskull take the top 2 in nearly every lap. Definitely some higher than average scores today. And congratulations to Astro of MQH Racing for making the wildcard list. Congratulations to Crystal ZD, Grey Wizard, Dan, D-Lo, and Numbskull. This has been Jim D for Indiana Diecast Racing. Be sure to check in next time for more slightly above mediocre diecast racing and the continuing round 1 action of the Final Fantasy Fracas.